Hello, it's that time of the month again. It's that end of month butthole video. And this one's going to be a long one. Once you see what I've got. Yeah, it's been quite a month. It's been up and down, up and down. Got off to a slow start, but then I sort of made up for it in the latter half of the month by buying a shitload of bots. But been more a case of quantity rather than quality, even though I have got some quality bots here to show you. But anyway, let's move on. This video is probably going to run out to half an hour because there's a few little stories I need to tell along the way, but let's get started, shall we? Okay, so like I said, this month began a bit of a slow start. Didn't really buy any bots at the beginning of the month. I think I pre-ordered a couple of things off Kapow and stuff like that, but obviously God knows when they're going to come in. So it wasn't until Friday the 15th of May when my first bot came in, and it's a good one. It's a bot that I've been hunting for since I saw it for quite a while, and I've actually already reviewed this bot, so you might have an idea what's coming up. Power Battlers Vehicon. Now, this little chappie is quite a rarity. It's from the last wave of bots to come out of the Age of Extinction line, and it was 3 Power Battlers. There was High Octane Bumblebee, Junk Heap, the garbage truck that you see in a couple of the movies, a Power Battler version of him, and there's this guy. Now this guy transforms from one of those rally fighter off-road pursuit vehicles that you see at the breakout battle scene on Cade's farm. And I saw a picture of this and I just had to get one. But he's like rocking horse shit, this fella. He's so hard to get. He never made it to the UK. Was available in the Far East, in Japan, Singapore, Korea, places like that. Made it over to the States in very small numbers, but very rare bot. I've got this off a guy in the States and I had to pay through the nose for it. I mean, these things retail for about, what, 10 quid over here? I paid over 30 quid for this guy. I paid over 30 quid for a Power Battler. Yeah, but it's an amazing thing, and I know there's a couple of you guys who might be watching this video who will be really jelly because I've got one of these, but there we go. So that was bot number 1 on Friday the 15th of May. Then, moving on to the weekend, Sunday, we had a couple of car boots to go to and toy fair to go to. So firstly, I went to CJ's, the local one, at the Leamington Rugby Club, which has just recently started going again. And I came across a guy who had a big store, and he had a big box full of toy junk, and I was having a rummage through, and I plucked these 2 things out. And I said to him, how much do you want for them? And he says, oh, £5. And then I just put them straight back in and walked off. Anyway, needless to say, walked around the car boot sale a bit more, saw my mate Richard, and then we went back to him, and he'd thrown the box of toys out onto the tables, and there was another guy sort of rooting through, and I thought, them items have gone. Anyway, managed to find them, picked them out. And his missus was there. I was going to ask his missus how much they were, but then the bloke came over. Oh, you were the guy who was here earlier, weren't you? And I says, well, to be honest, I think 5 quid for these toys is a bit much. I mean, one of them was like filthy dirty, and the other one was just like loose as anything. And he said, oh, how much money have you got? And I said, well, no, I've got 3 quid. And he said, all right, I'll let you have them for 3 quid. So, the first thing I saw. And I've got to say, thank you to Mr. Mantis 999999999 for watching his review and telling me what this thing is. Select Converters Bandit. Yes, it's a little plastic one-arm bandit. He's absolutely, well, he's still quite. It might look shiny in this light, but he's actually quite dirty. He's got a lot of sticker wear, chrome sticker wear up here and on here. The gimmick didn't work that well. His legs are all super floppy. They don't. He's supposed to stand up on his legs, but he can't because they're so floppy. But makes this what's-it machine, and I had to take him apart to get his mechanism working, but it works a treat now. There you go, 3 bars, 3 bells. Works a treat. Great little thing. I mean, it says select on the back, Japan 1984, and I just knew it was something special, but I now know they're from an alternative line of transforming toys that came out in Japan from the Select company called Select Converters, and they did a wide variety of weird and wonderful looking, sort of converting robots, and this is one of them. And it's quite an oddity, so I thought I'd pick it up. And how much did that cost me? Well, worked it out at £2 that one was worth. And the other bot I found off this guy is this chap. It's a Rock Lord, Bandai Rock Lord, one of those spin-offs from the GoBot line. It's I've looked him up. His name's Stoneheart. Now he's a bit loose, as you can see, and he transforms into a rock. Yeah, so he transforms into a boulder. But now, obviously, it's not a transformer. Well, it is. It's a transforming toy, but it's not a transformer. Rock Lords are, again, a bit of an oddity. They're a spin-off of the GoBot line. They're more sort of fantasy creature rather than, robotic warrior type thing. He does supposed to come with some sort of a weapon, which I haven't got. And I don't really want to collect these, but I know there are possibly some other people out there who do like to collect these, so they're worth picking up if you can get them cheap enough as trade or sale items, and that's the reason why I've bought this guy. So if anybody out there is after this guy, let me know, because Rock Lord Stoneheart, I've got it, and I'm willing to pass it on. So yeah, there we go. That was those two. Then I went to, that was CJ's, went to the next car boot sale, which is Stoneleigh, my usual sort of haunt, and had a bit of a, I went round, there was nothing going on in the cow sheds, there was only the main halls going on, and I was walking around with Richard, and we went round and couldn't see anything, and I was getting a bit dismayed, and I think it was going to be a bust, and then all of a sudden I saw this guy. Prime, Robots in Disguise, Hotshot. He was actually in his car mode, just sat on a table of just random sort of car boot junk, and I recognised him straight away. And I said, how much for that? And the old woman said, 50p, and I thought, sorted. He even came with his guns. His guns were, plugged in on his bonnet like they're supposed to be. Yeah, so perfect bot, mint condition with all his accessories, 50p. Can't grumble at that. So then I went to the Coventry Toy Fair at the Sports Connection at Brighton. And it's like a sports hall thing, and there was loads of tables and people selling stuff. But like the Rugby Toy Fair, it was mostly people selling, sort of like model cars, like dinky toys and stuff, and model train stuff. So there wasn't much in the way of, science fiction, sort of, figures, models type thing. I was looking around, I did see a sort of a tub over one side, and inside this tub was some broken remains, some Transformers, including a titanium Megatron, but unfortunately I had all these bits missing, so it wasn't worth picking that up. And then I did wander around, and I did see one toy in a box under a table. Something from the Rescue Bots line, very simple sort of Optimus Prime sort of toy, and I was and and it's a kid's toy, it's not a proper Transformer, I don't really want that anyway. So I left that alone for the time being. And I'd gone round the whole toy fair and not seen anything. And again, my friend Richard was there, and he basically said, I'll see you. And there was one stall, I'd asked some bloke on one stall, have you got any Transformers? He says, my mate next door might have some. And I'd scanned over that stall already and couldn't see anything. So I went back to the stall, and there was a couple of guys, on the stall looking around. And then I looked, and then I looked, and then I saw something. Something pretty big. Firstly, there was this thing in a plastic bag. And when I picked it up, it turned out to be this guy. Titanium Soundwave. Now, I'm getting a thing for picking up these titanium figures. I've got quite a few of them now. I've got, what, 5? So this is my second Decepticon titanium figure. And he's really quite good. He's a bit loose, but he's really heavy. Came with his weapons, which stow on his back in his battery compartment. And the best thing about this is he comes... I can get it out. With a little laser beak. It comes with a mini laser beak. And it transforms. It's unbelievable. There you go, little laser beak. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe that. It actually comes with a laser beak that fits in his what's it compartment. Unbelievable. Anyway, so I saw him, and then I was scanning across the table, and I saw this thing at the back that was sort of hid, sort of obscured by other things in front of it, lying on its side, a big plastic thing. I said, "Can I have a look at that plastic dinosaur toy, please?" So he handed it across to me, and I thought, I know what this is. Beast Wars Megatron! Woo! Yeah! Oh, baby. Yes, Beast Wars Megatron. Large as life. It was just lying down on the table like that. And I sort of saw it, and I sussed out what it was. And I thought, yeah, baby, give me some of that. He's complete, apart from he's missing them crescent missiles, hip missile things. But he's got everything. Still got the battle mask. He's one hell of a dino, isn't he? Look at the size of this thing. I mean, yeah, he's a leader class bot, but he's got a massive dinosaur mode, and I really like this. Brilliant. So yeah. And there was something else I was looking at on the stall, and it was a you know those Decepticon Duocons, Battle Trap and Flywheels. It was the little brown tank for for Flywheels. I was looking at it and I thought, well, it's all right on its own, but without its partner bot, it's no good to me. Anyway, I was looking at these other two bots. I was looking at these, and it says how much for those, and he said 10 quid. And because I've been looking at the other one, he says, oh, you can have that for nothing. So he gave me Battle Trap for nothing. Well, no, Flywheels, sorry, for nothing. And yeah, it's really cool. The gimmick still works. Hang on, let's do it properly. There you go. The gimmick still works on it. It's in really good condition. It's got the decal's in good nick. So, yeah, I got given that for nothing. Great. But bit more on that later. So anyway, got these guys and that guy, and then I went back to that other store where I'd seen that other Transformer, and I thought, sod it, I'm going to go for it. Asked him how much it was, and it was £1. I picked up this. Rescue Bots Rescan Optimus Prime. Now, it's a rescue bot. It's a Transformer for kids, for young kids. Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen some of the episodes from Rescue Bots, and I think it's a really good show. It's well animated. It's got good characters, good story. It's a great little show, and I would be tempted to go out and buy the DVDs and watch the series. But then there was this guy, and I was looking at him and looking down, and I was playing with him, and I'm thinking, this thing's got something about it that appeals to me. So I went back and I applied the rules to this toy that I applied to knockoff bots. It's got to have redeeming features for me to warrant picking it up. And this guy has got quite a few redeeming features. 1. Paint apps. He's pretty flush with paint apps. He's got nice silver on here, black windows, nicely painted head sculpt. Bits on the truck motor alright. Transformation gimmick. It's basically a one-step changer. It transforms very quick and easy. That's it. You just pull it in and out like that. So it's the engineering on the one-step transformation is fantastic. And the final thing, it's a monster truck. Optimus Prime, the monster truck. I mean, what's not to like? I mean, look at it. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's a bit sort of loose, but it's got so much character though. I mean, look at it. Again, it's got a bit of damage. A bit of damage there. There's a bit of damage on the back there, and one of the tyres. It looks like someone's chewed a chunk out of it. But apart from that, I mean, it's got this brilliant transformation gimmick. Absolutely loads of paint apps. And it turns into a monster truck. What's not to like? And it was £1. Brilliant. Smizno, have you got one of these? I bet you haven't. Right, so yeah. Moving on. Let's go back to Flywheels. Now, as soon as I got home, I went straight on eBay. Got to get me Fly for wheels. And then a couple of days later, Wednesday the 20th, I had a couple of parcels and voila, I got Fly. I've had to redo the Decepticon symbol on his cockpit because the original sticker was really faded. So I got a sticker with one of the other, spare sticker with one of the other figures that I'm going to show you a bit later. And the gimmick, it still works. Oh, there we go. It still works, and it's a brilliant little thing. So yeah, and how much did that cost me? £6.50 for the plane on its own, and it's made this guy complete, and he's in virtually mint condition. What's not to like? Decepticon Duocon complete. So I'm well happy with that. And then on the same day, something else arrived. This War for Cybertron Optimus Prime. Now this is a serious bot. This is serious quality Transformer, and it came from Mr. John Garanger, however you pronounce his name, in America, who unfortunately had to sell a majority of his collection in order to raise some money to pay for vet's bills for his sick dog Remus, who they've since discovered is absolutely riddled with cancer. The poor dog's only 3 years old, and it's absolutely riddled with cancer, and it's really heartbreaking news. So Mr. John's spending time with his dog to make its remaining days as comfortable as possible. And but thanks to him, I was able to pick up War for Cybertron Optimus Prime for a decent price. He is absolutely incredible. The engineering on this thing is amazing. I've transformed it a couple of times. I still struggle with it, even though I've transformed it a couple of times. The legs are not too bad, but this bit, getting the cab and the chest all swung around, it's a challenge, and I enjoy a challenge, and I like a Transformer that is a challenge to transform, and this guy fits the bill. Absolutely looks amazing, awesome transformation. It's a good looking bot. Again, a lot of people have been complaining. It's a shame it's just a Deluxe rather than a Voyager. And yeah, I can see that. Can you imagine this in Voyager size? Why didn't the knockoff companies do a Voyager version of this, or bigger, and like a leader class version of this? That would be amazing. Missed opportunity there, but yeah, very happy with this. And I got it for, what was it, £37.29 with the postage, which you could argue is a bit much for a Deluxe toy, but when it's one that's this good, I'm prepared to pay that sort of price. And I've seen this go for a lot more on eBay. So yeah, very, very pleased with that. And thank you, John, for selling it to me if you're watching. So, moving forward, Sunday the 24th of May. Oh, yes. Oh, now, I need to backtrack a little bit. On, what was it? Thursday the 21st. Thursday the 21st of May, I was driving to work, and then I hear these funny noises coming from the offside rear of my car, funny banging noises, and when I get to work I find out that my strut top has basically rusted to bits and the shock absorber has been wrenched out of its mountings and is banging around inside the strut. Suspension failure. I had to limp the car back home, and that was it. My car was off the road. I couldn't drive it. This threw my plans for the weekend into chaos. I mean, I was supposed to be going up to Bury that weekend, wasn't able to go, and I was supposed to be doing my Coventry toy hunt on the Friday. Wasn't able to do that. But I had to go back in, but I wouldn't have been able to do it anyway because I had to go back into work and do some overtime. Fortunately, I was able to get a lift into work with someone else to do the Friday. But anyway, bank holiday weekend, and I was off on the Tuesday as well. Couldn't do anything. I was just sat at home twiddling my thumbs, and it was like, ugh. Oh, it was purgatory. It really was. I just couldn't do anything. Anyway, come Sunday, I'm determined to make something of this mess, make something of this situation that I've been put in. And I wanted to go to CJ's car boot. But, it's 3 miles away. What can I do? I've got no car. So, my dad's old push bike, who's under the side, I mean, obviously my dad sadly passed away last year in November. But his old push bike is still under the side. So I got it out, pumped the tyres up, did a bit of maintenance on it, lubricated the chain and stuff. And decided to push bike, to cycle up to the car boot, CJ car boot, on Sunday morning. Now this is the first time I had ridden a push bike on the public highways in anger in about 18-20 years. It was only 3 miles, most of it uphill I might add. And so it was a bit of an effort to get there. But the journey was worthwhile because I managed to pick up a few things. And the first one I saw, I couldn't believe my luck. Be it bad luck or good luck, because guess what? I found another one of those knockoff bike bots. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. This one's black and silver, and it was just sitting there, and I knew what it was when I saw it, and I said, no way am I misfortunate enough to come across yet another one of these horrendous atrocities of a transformer. Yeah, so I thought, well, if I don't find anything else at this car boot, I'm not going home empty-handed after cycling all that way. So I bought it, and it was £1. And, here's my other one. So I have got 2 of these things. This one, a lot floppier than the other one. It's got a few little sort of scuffs and damage on it. At least it's got the handlebars that's not broken off. Slightly different moulding on the front fairing. And the head sculpt is more Rodimus than Optimus Prime. But it's still a piece of junk. And how they got away with, having the legs as the back half of the bike just split up like that is... What a horrendous thing. Now, Mr. Hot Rodney Prime's got one of these as well, and I would love to see you review it one day. So yeah, pick that guy up. And as I went round the car boot sale, I found a couple of other little things. Now, yes, the next one was in I come to a stall. There was a plastic tub, like an ice cream tub, full of bits, and I could see the dismembered remains of a transformer, bright green, and I thought, is that, Ratchet? Anyway, pulled these bits out. I had the 2 legs. I had the bit of the roof on a rod, a tab, and then I had the front half, which was all in a sort of mess of arms and torso. So then I picked it up and I crouched down at the front of this store, and I sat there for a best part of 10 minutes trying to piece this thing back together to make sure it was all complete. And eventually, as I was doing it, the kid on the store was saying, "Oh, if you want it, mate, you can have it for nothing." So I could have had it for nothing. And eventually I managed to piece it back together. And this is what I got. Dark of the Moon Deluxe Class Ratchet. And I was so impressed with it after fiddling with it for a few minutes. I said, right, you can have £1 for it, mate. And when I got him home, I had a proper play with him, and I absolutely love this thing. This thing is brilliant. He's got awesome light piping. You see it? And yeah, so he's got brilliant light piping. Awesome articulation on his arms. I mean, he can do that. He can, he can do his arm over his head like that. It's great, and it transforms into a nice, compact, ambulance. It's got a few sort of slightly iffy panel lines. Hasn't got a waist swivel, but pretty well appointed for articulation. It's a great little bot, and I've been keep fiddling with this thing ever since I've got him. He's on my shelf, and I keep getting him down and having a little play with him. He's really the bot of the moment, for me. And I like him so much, he's going on my TF15 the 2015 list. So yeah, very, very pleased with him. And then the final thing I found at CJ's was this guy. Prime Beast Hunters Smokescreen. It was one of those. It was still in the plastic bubble, but no backing card. It was still tied in with string, so no one had obviously played with this thing. It was a brand new toy. Someone had tried to rip it out of the package, but given up. And I picked it up, and the woman says, "Oh, it's a £5 or something." And I said, "Well, I didn't really have the change, so I put it back down." And then she says, "Well, how much have you got?" And I said, "Well, I've got £3." She says, "All right, you can have it for £3." So I got it for £3. Brand new. Yeah, it's got the rubbery sort of beast armour on it, which is, you can take it off. It doesn't have to be on there. This toy, the paint apps on it are the biggest problem. They've been so sloppily applied. The paint is just awful. It is just awful. There's overspray all over it. There's bits, fuzzy lines, blobs of paint, and it's awful. And some of the joints are a bit loose as well, and transforming it isn't really that much fun either. Especially these shoulder bits. When you're transforming it from car to robot, getting these shoulders to peg in is a bit of a mare. And then when you're taking him back to car mode, you have to scrunch the arms up and then fold them in to form the roof of the car. It's a bit of a pig to transform. Really fussy, but he's intact. He's another one who's got light piping. You can just see that. Yeah, he's got light piping too. So yeah, it's all right. But I don't know. Not so impressed with this. Considering I paid 3 times as much for this than I did Ratchet, this one's a bit of a letdown. So yeah, it was worth going to the car boot sale on the push bike, so that was a good idea. Next, right, so managed to finally get my car fixed. Cost me an arm and a leg, 230 quid in parts, because not only I had to replace the side that had gone, I had to replace the one on the opposite side because it was in a similar condition, and I replaced that on Saturday. Well, yesterday I did that. I finally finished the repairs on it, and the metal on it was wafer thin. It had all rust had fallen off it, and it was only a matter of time before that one had, suspension unit had gone as well. So finally got my car back on the road, and so I was able to go on my Coventry toy hunt, which I did this Friday instead of last Friday. So went over to Smith's, and they didn't have anything. Smith's was a disappointment. They didn't have any Transformers that I wanted. There was nothing there that I didn't already have. There was nothing there that I wanted, so I ended up buying a Skylanders figure. I bought a Skylanders Trap Team figure. Again, one that I didn't really want, but I needed him because I haven't got that particular elemental type. So that was a bit of a bust. And then I went up to Toys R Us. And Toys R Us is like, I don't know what Toys R Us is like near you, but Toys R Us at Coventry is... they're not making any effort to put any Transformers out on the shelf. There's a mixed bag of stuff from different lines all scattered about, and I was getting a bit disappointed. And the stuff that I was looking for, which should have been there, which was like RID one-steppers, because I wanted RID one-steps Steeljaw. I hadn't got him. Wanted Power Battlers Galvatron. Haven't got him. So yeah. But what I did see was the Combiner Wars Megatron leaders, both the the G1 one and the Armada one were on the shelf. So I picked one up, and I was looking at the other things that was on sale, because I mean this is a $49.99 bot. This is a 50 quid bot. For 50 quid, what else could I got? Could have got, for 50 quid, could have got Masterpiece Sunstorm for $49.99. And they'd also reduced the price on Year of the Horse Supreme Starscream. So I could have had either of those. But I've already got a Supreme Starscream, even though it's missing some bits. And I've heard some dubious reports about Masterpiece Sunstorm, the Toys R Us exclusive one. Apparently it's got some QC issues on it. So I went for Megatron. Whoa, he is something. Bit lightweight considering he's a leader class toy. Not particularly heavy. He does carry off that G1 aesthetic, which is what I wanted from a Megatron. I've been after a G1 looking Megatron for ages, and this one sort of fits the bill. He has got some pretty incredible light piping. Hang on. Can't really show it you here very well, but it works passively. It works great, and it works in such a way that instead of just a whole eye glow, and you get like this red pupil effect in the back of the eye, and when you move from side to side, it's almost like the eyes are following you around the room. He's quite clicky. He's got the working rubber tracks. And yeah, he's quite good. And if I can do it real quick, you can sort of form a gun. Pew pew. Yeah, because somebody figured out you could do it, and then they passed it on to Bolt Matrix, and Bolt Matrix did a video that showed that you could get a gun out of this guy, and it sort of works, sort of. And when I saw the mold, I figured out, I wonder if you can turn it into a gun. And yeah, it is possible. So yeah, there you go. So I picked him up for $49.99. And then I went to B&M home stores at Walsgrave, and I was looking again for these cut price Voyagers. And they had, what was it they had? They had, was it Whirl and Rhinox, which I've got both of those, so I'm still holding out. I'm still hoping to find a double dealer, but I don't think double dealer's been appearing in these particular line of Voyagers. Anyway, I was just about to go, and then I spotted something on the bottom shelf. Some huge boxes with some Bumblebee figures in. And it was Battle Ops Bumblebee, the leader class one. Now I was picking up and looking at it, I'm thinking, yeah, that's quite an impressive looking bot. And then I looked at the pricing thing underneath, and it said Transformer 16 in $9.99, and I thought $9.99 for a Battle Ops Bumblebee. So I thought, all right, I'll have some of that. Went up to the till, and she went to run it through the till, and it came up. She says, "Oh, that'll be $24.99, please." And I said, "Well, hang on a minute. This is listed as $9.99 on the shelf." So she called over an assistant, and then me and the assistants went to the shelf, and sure enough, there's the price on the thing. It says $9.99. So she went back to the cashier and showed her the ticket, and she says, "Yeah, it's listed as $9.99." So he said, "Well, I've run it through at $24.99. So she called over the store manager, And there's a little bit of a conflab going on, and they says, yeah, all right, well, it's been mispriced somewhere along the line, so you can have it for $9.99. They run it through the till, and I got Battle Ops Bumblebee for $9.99, brand spanking new. Yeah, I've got him in his car mode because I quite like the car mode. This is the second big Bumblebee I've got. I've got the Supreme class one, the really big one, and this is, well, it's quite something. It's very heavy, and it's absolutely solid, and it makes lights and sounds. Yeah, so it's got all the lights and sounds going on. And it's got that thing where you can flip the weapons out and they've got lights on. Yeah, it's absolutely packed in there, absolutely full of robot junk. And it is so solid. I mean, the front half of the car is virtually solid plastic. There's hardly any gaps in there at all. And it's so heavy. And it's way heavier than leader Megatron. So yeah, got that for $9.99, which was quite good. Don't really want to collect Bumblebees, but couldn't help myself. And that was that. There's still time. This video's still not over. I'm sorry this is so long. I said it was going to go over 30 minutes, and I can see here it's at 37 minutes, so I'm sorry about this. Yeah, so that was Friday the 29th of May. Then on Saturday the 30th of May, yesterday, I had some eBay items arrive. Now, back in February, I picked up some Armada figures at the NEC Toy Fair. I got Blur and I got Demolisher. Now, they were missing their Minicons, and I've had a search going on eBay for Incinerator and Blackout, the Minicons for these guys, since February. And when the search has been coming up with results, it's usually been the figure, the Minicon with the figure, and they've been asking, stupid money for them, but the figures haven't come up on their own until now. So back into last week, I had an alert on my phone, eBay items have come up, and I looked at it. Incinerator and Blackout, buy it now, £9 each. And I just thought, sod it, buy! And on Saturday, yesterday, they arrived, and here they are. £9 for a Minicon. I must be mad. But then again, that's just me paying over the odds for crappy little bots, gimmick bots. But I can now finally stick these guys in their, or give the characters their Minicon partners. Just transform Incinerator real quick. And then you get thing, and you plug him in, and then it flicks his guns out. So yeah, he's got that one, and then plugs into the front like so. I mean, Blackout plugs into the front like that. He has got this launching gimmick, but it doesn't seem to work on mine. It jams up. But yeah, so I got those. I've come to the thing that you can't have an Armada figure without their Minicon partner, and I've just ordered another one for my Armada Optimus Prime. So we're almost at the end of this little thing. So today, this morning, went to Stoneleigh car boot sale. I was going to go to CJ's, but it got rained off. Went to Stoneleigh, and I was planning to go to Furnace End this morning, but again, when I came out of Stoneleigh, it started to rain, so I thought it was a bit late and a bit wet, so I didn't go to Furnace End. But I did pick up a few things at Stoneleigh. 6 items in total, 4 of which are bots. First bot I found was this guy. Cybertron Evac. Now, I love Cybertron figures. They are brilliant. Unfortunately, this guy is missing a few bits. It's missing his rotor blade, and it's missing his cyber key gimmick, which is the back part of the helicopter mode where you plug the cyber key in, and these sort of missile things sort of flip round. That's missing. But as you can see, he forms a perfectly serviceable bot. Now, the little winch works. When I see a bot that's got bits missing, if the bot can either form a complete robot or a complete vehicle, I will pick it up. And in this case, he forms a complete robot, and a really good looking robot. And again, he's another one that's got good light piping. So yeah, quite happy with him, and he was only £1, so that was all right. Then walked round some more again, and outside, because there was the cow sheds. Then you've got the bit in the middle that's outside, and then you've got the two halls, exhibition halls. Outside, I found a kid who had a big tub full of toys, and I was having a rummage through and managed to pull a few bits out. This was the first guy I pulled out. Now apparently it's from the original, it's a Scout class figure from the original Transformers movie line, and he's called Stormsurge, and he's a Decepticon. He's got these stupid claws. Well, he transforms into a hovercraft, very similar to Sea Spray from Hunt the Decepticons, this one has got a cyber key gimmick, so it's probably a mould, one of those Transformer basics from the Cybertron line. It's probably one of those, but he's got these stupid claws which look ridiculous. Anyway, that was 50p. And then I also found this in the bucket. No, it's Revenge of the Fallen Legend Class Bumblebee, 50p. And Reveal the Shield Legend Class Bumblebee, 50p. There was a couple of other bits I picked up at the car boot sale before I sign off. Transformer related items. First was this Transformers animated DVD, the first couple of episodes from the animated series. I've been meaning to watch animated, so I picked this up. It was only £1. I've just watched it. I think it's the first 3 episodes of the series, sort of knitted together. It's so far so good, but I haven't seen enough to really sort of hook me into this, so I'm going to have to get the rest of the volumes and see the rest of this series. But yeah, something to be going on. And then the other thing was this Transformers Annual. I think it's the 1986 annual, I think. I'm not 100% sure. It actually hasn't got a date on it. It's got a copyright date inside 1986. No references to the Transformers the movie, which came out in 86, so yeah. But £2. It's in good condition. It's got really nice artwork there. And this first story, To a Power Unknown, is really brilliant. It's about this computer signal that's making the Autobots turn nasty and the Decepticons turn nice, and then they're all trying to track it down. And then there's this espionage agent who steals the plans for the mechanical thing, and he escapes in Jazz and then transfers to Starscream, and then Jazz shoots a heat-seeking missile at him. And the poor bloke gets blown up by a heat-seeking missile. It's quite something, actually, this story. And then it's got the other story in there. Victory, which is like the Dinobots are sort of dreaming and they keep thinking they're getting murdered. It's artwork by Jeff Senior. What can I say? Fantastic. So yeah, £2 for that. Well happy with that. So yeah, it's been quite a month of up and downs. Like I said, didn't actually buy any bots or get any bots until the middle of the month, and then I had a problem with my car, which has absolutely cost me an arm and a leg to get it fixed. So yeah, it's been a funny month, but I got to the end of it. I had a little flurry at the end when I managed to get a few bots, and I think it's quite a good haul, all in all. So, Grand total 21 bots and total spent £174.34. And that is all I've got for you today. Don't know what's going to happen next month. Haven't thought that far ahead. So, yeah, usual montage at the end to show you my things that I got. So, this video's gone on for long enough, 45 minutes. I'll have to say goodbye to you now. Alright, okay, cheers, bye.